Hello, everyone. My name is Oscar Rodriguez. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to be under a nuclear world war? By maintaining peace and security throughout the world, wars and conflicts of any kind can be avoided. I have not personally helped the country maintain peace and security, but I have maintained peace and security at my church during the COVID-19 pandemic. Mass was held outside. Mass was held outside and instead of inside of the church. The priest asked the church servers to keep a lookout around the area where the mass was being celebrated to keep the people who were attending mass secure and safe from any harm. It is important to gain trust with other it is important to gain trust with other countries who are in conflict so that peace building can take place and civilians can have peace and feel secure. I will explain why peace and security is important. I will explain to you why we should continue to support peace and security through the UN. I will explain to you what the Security Council does and how peace building works. Now I will explain to you how water scarcity can threaten peace and security. According to a scholarly journal, water scarcity accelerated by climate change affects water availability and may threaten peace and security. The reason why water may threaten peace and security is because water is an essential need for life. Without water, people can die. Since drinkable water is scarce, restrictions must be placed on countries throughout the world so that everyone can evenly have enough water. Restrictions on the amount of water a country can obtain can cause an insecurity and cause war because every country would want to be the best or wishes to have the most of any essential part of life, such as water. In order to maintain peace and security, the United Nations has often been called upon to prevent disputes from escalating into war or to help restore peace following the outbreak of armed conflict and to promote lasting peace in societies emerging from wars. This is why the United Nations Charter is important because it brings and restores peace and security throughout the world so that wars and conflicts can be avoided. Violent extremism inhibits peace building and reconstruction efforts in fragile post conflict states and states with enduring conflicts. The United Nations is a charter that is much needed throughout the world. As an organization that promotes peace and security, they face challenges that prevent them from reaching just that peace. Violent extremist groups are targeting peacekeepers, human rights advocates, educators, civil society activists, and aid workers in order to weaken results. With the being with that being said, an organization being targeted reduces the chances of that organization excelling in their main goal, in this case, peace and security. As a result, the UN Secretary General released his 2016 Plan of Action to prevent violent extremism. As seen, the United Nations is challenged every day with many problems like extremism, but not only are they challenged by people who hate on them, but they are also challenged by subjects like migration, climate change, refugees, and much more. But this is what makes the UN a special organization because they continue to look for that peace and security throughout the world. Security Council actions have consequently helped in numerous conflicts through the UN. The Security Council has the main responsibility under the United Nations Charter for the maintenance of peace and international security. When two oppositions are in conflict, the Security Council suggests both parties to reach an agreement so that war won't erupt. The Council has even issued ceasefire directives which have helped to prevent major hostilities. It has also deployed UN peacekeeping operations to reduce tensions in troubled areas, keep opposing forces apart, and create conditions for sustainable peace after settlements have been reached. Since the Security Council helps end wars and conflicts and makes sure that civilians feel secure in their country, they must create peace as well. And in order to do that, they must take it a step at a time to ensure peace is shared between two ex-oppositions. Within the UN, peacebuilding refers to efforts to assist countries and regions in their transitions from war to peace and to reduce a country's risk of lapsing or relapsing into conflict by strengthening nations' capacities for conflict management and laying the foundation for sustainable peace and development. As mentioned before, the people who work in the UN Charter have a challenging time acquiring peace and security. Peace building requires sustained international support for national efforts across the broadest range of activities. For instance, peace builders monitor ceasefires, demobilize and reintegrate combatants, assist the return of refugees and displaced persons, help to organize and monitor elections of new government, support justice and security sector reforms, enhance human rights protections, and foster reconciliation after past atrocities. As we can see, peace building requires a lot of support and a lot of hard work because they must come up with human right protections and do things like monitor elections of new government, which puts pressure on them. Peace building has played a prominent role in UN operations in countries like Bosnia, Cambodia, El Salvador, Guatemala, Kosovo, as well as more recently in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Sierra Leone. Because peace building has played a role on all these countries, it is important that we continue to deliver this peace that countries are looking for so that other problems and conflicts can be avoided. By supporting peace and security through the United Nations, we can build trust with other countries by peace building to end and prevent conflicts throughout the world. Problems, conflicts, and insecurities will always be part of life, but we can all play a part in our lives to spread peace and security. We can also support peace and security through the UN so that countries can excel in life together. Because after all, we want to live peacefully and we want to be secure and safe in our own country, but it all starts with us, the people of the country, to promote things that will grant us peace so that future generations can feel the same way. Thank you.